we're building up to the winter storm that is going to create an icy mess across North Georgia here. Not today, though. Today, still your opportunity to make any preparations you have. And the most important preparations you can make is for the possibility that you lose power where you are. Now, we're looking at sort of the players here, the pieces of the puzzle, if you will. And this is going to be it here. This low pressure that's moving across the south, tapping into eventually more moisture than you see on the map here currently. But this is a really big piece of the puzzle, too. That center of high pressure. And what we've been monitoring is that wedge of cooler air that builds around this in northeast winds. When that cooler air kind of funnels down the east side of the Appalachian Mountains, that's a very shallow layer of cold air. Why is that important? Well, that determines what kind of precipitation we get, because when that cold air is just a very shallow layer and anything maybe icy is falling through it, then it melts as it gets into some warmer air aloft. It gets to that very narrow layer at the surface and it refreezes. And that's why this is expected to be mostly a freezing rain event. Something really important to keep in mind as that starts unfolding, it falls as rain, but then it freezes on contact. So it can be kind of sneaky. You might think, oh, it's just raining outside. And next thing you know, there is a glaze of ice that's having a big impact, and a glaze of ice that is going to keep building, especially going through Saturday night and into Sunday. This morning, we've had some showers down here to the south. They've kind of pushed out of our viewing area for the time being. I'm not going to rule out a stray shower or two, mainly on the south side, even later today. But overall, today is just cloudy, and it's not really all that cold, especially considering where we're headed. Temperatures today will slowly rise through the 40s. I think maybe after 2 p.m. we could get into the low 50s for just a little bit. So here's what it looks like in our hour-by-hour forecast. There's 4 o'clock today, 40s and 50s and overcast skies. And it looks like on our computer forecast models this morning, it's taking a little longer to ramp up because that's 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. Most are still above freezing. Some of the first precipitation will roll into northwest Georgia first, and that's early afternoon Saturday. So 30s, 40s, maybe a couple of rain showers are starting to move in, or maybe some sleet. And then these northeast winds pick up to bring in that colder air. Watch how these temperatures start falling, especially late Saturday and overnight. And as these numbers tumble into the 20s and 30s, this is when we start to get a big increase in the icy conditions across North Georgia, with the highest amounts happening in northeast Georgia. What you're going to see here when I put this forward in time into Sunday, there might be a little lull here, but there's another part of this that'll be coming through during the day Sunday. And while this model makes it look like maybe that's mostly rain, there's a really good chance that it's not exclusively rain. There's just that brief period where this swings by and it's still icy in northeast Georgia. And then we turn our attention to the wind and the even colder temperatures that kick in behind this. Why is wind concerning? Well, because once you've got any ice accumulation on tree branches, the wind can just take those weakened tree branches and make them tumble, causing more power lines to come down, creating more power outages even after we dry out. And dry out, I don't necessarily want to use that term because we're going to have so much moisture over the weekend that we're going to get in this cycle of things refreezing at night, melting during the day, refreezing again at night, because it's a struggle to warm up next week. But at least we'll get above freezing by Tuesday afternoon.